to massage therapist, which is a fun and interesting combination for helping women heal from emotional trauma. It's a way different perspective and point of view. It's one that focuses on being healthy inside of yourself, on learning how to manage your own the physical side of your emotions, and how to stop being hijacked by things. So, today I'm talking about, I've had a lot of women coming up, and they're strong, successful, caring, amazing women. And they still, underneath it all, they still react to a narcissist. A second. I clearly am a little stuck. There we go. They still react to a narcissist raising an eyebrow, a narcissist who might be mad, someone who has a temper problem, maybe their dad. I know I've been struggling with my dad lately because as he's been sick, his mood swings have been a little bit darker. And because they've been darker, all of my beliefs and emotions, ideas are coming up as well around, the stuff that we buried deep down inside. So everybody still reacts. I don't care whether you are, whether you're someone in a position of power who has people underneath you, whether you're at home by yourself, whether you've done lots of inner work and been doing therapy for forever. We all have these natural nervous system reactions that happen when we have unfinished business. Now, the old way of looking at the world was that there's nothing you can do about it. This is your personality. This is your temperament. You just have to learn how to deal with it. You're always going to have anger problems, or you're always going to have mood problems because you're empathic and codependent because you're codependent. There's all of these things around how you just need to deal with it. Many researchers have not looked into women's mental health and how we can stay happy and healthy and balanced and what we need. So if you're still reacting to a narcissist, that means that you're working off of an old paradigm. You're working off of an old belief system, which is this is the way that it is and there's nothing you can do about it. But that's not true. That's not true anymore. Science has showed, and we're learning how women's bodies work. We're learning what you can do when you have mental health issues, when you're triggering, when you're angry, but you don't want to be angry, when you're scared, when you don't want to be scared. They're starting to learn that there are things that you can do about it. And that's one of the most important pieces I need you to have, which is you can do something about this. Now, there may be a part of you that feels completely helpless, like, sure, maybe it works for you, Rita, but it doesn't work for all the rest of us. My trauma is huge. My trauma is overwhelming, or my trauma is buried deeply, or maybe it wasn't trauma at all. A lot of women think that they haven't had any sort of trauma, that they just weren't tough enough, or they were convinced that they weren't smart enough, or convinced that it was all their fault. And that's just not true. So I need you to start absorbing and believing this idea that your mental health matters and there's something you can do about it. You don't have to feel trapped in these feelings of a knot in your stomach, or your throat closing up, or your heart beating too fast, or your head feeling like it's going to explode, or the chronic pain or the chronic illness. You don't have to be there anymore. I can't even tell you that once I started to really learn how to use tools to calm my nervous system down, my whole digestive system totally cleared up, because that's where, 40 years of life I had spent holding on to hurt and anger and pain, and it caused a lockdown in my gut, and that lockdown in my gut turned into, IBS for a while. It turns in, can turn into Crohn's. It turns into digestive problems. You end up taking all sorts of crazy things, making sure you stay on top of your water and your vitamins and your probiotic. And that's important. But I also need you to realize that your emotions are stuck. If you're having gut problems, you probably have a lot of emotions stuck in your gut. So just handling it anymore, just thinking that this is the way that it is, we have to start thinking differently, because otherwise it'll turn into bigger problems. It'll turn into cancer. It'll turn into fibromyalgia. It'll turn into rheumatoid arthritis. It'll turn into digestive problems and Crohn's. When we don't recognize that stress is causing our body to freak out, and we think there's nothing we can do about it, then you're going to path that just won't work for you. You're going to go down a path that'll make you sicker and feel crazier and more out of control. So the first thing I need you to know is that if you stay on the path you're on, you're going to end up feeling sicker. You're going to end up feeling sicker. You're going to end up feeling sicker. But if you start to at least own the idea, maybe embrace the idea that there's something you can do about it, you're going to be on the right track. It's that helplessness and that depression and that hurt and that overwhelm that keeps us stuck in the place where people intimidate us, even though we're strong, capable, powerful women. People still make us cringe inside, even though we've achieved a level of success in our life. This is what you need to start changing and thinking about, is that there are tools and there are ways that you can start to fix this stuff. So the next thing I want you to be aware of is that you really do have all the tools that you need. Just nobody ever really taught you how to use it. Now, I'm in the field of energy healing and mental and emotional health. I work with energy and light workers all over the place. And I've been involved with shamanic and Asian medicine for years and decades. It's a big piece of my life. And many women have been through the same thing. Maybe they've taken ayahuasca, maybe they've used other herbal medicines, maybe they've gone deep into Buddhism or meditation. Maybe you've read all the self-help books that you can read, and you feel like, yeah, great, here's all these good tools, but they're not working for me. One of the biggest problems I had is whenever I had my psychotherapy appointment, I was by then in control of how I felt, and nothing could sort of that, and I felt helpless. I felt like I'm going to be in therapy, and it's just not going to work. I know you feel the same way. You've tried meditation, but you can't get your mind to calm down. You've tried walking. You could walk sometimes for hours and it wouldn't clear things up. All the tools that you've been using, there's a part of you that thinks it won't work for me. But really the missing piece is you didn't learn when to use them, and you haven't been supported in your belief system that you're supposed to use them. You're supposed to put yourself in a good place. You're supposed to live in a place of calm and ease and peace. That's where you're supposed to live. But the world around us, typically for women, has been that, no, you don't have a right to live. Your job is to make people around you happy. Your job is to be the one who brings the family together. Your job is to make sure that everybody else is okay. But the problem is, when we do that, we teach other people that they aren't capable of being successful. It kind of creates this weird dichotomy. We end up being successful in our own ways because we learn how to handle how we feel and how to push through and power through, but we keep everybody else around us small and feeling insecure when we take care of everything. You need to start thinking that you need to bring yourself to a level of balance. So how do you do that? I can't tell you, when I used to trigger all the time, it was never convenient. It was always as soon as I came home. It was always unexpected. It was always, something random. So like around Christmas, about a month before, around Thanksgiving, Christmas, I used to always start to get more agitated, more tense, more stressed. And I thought, well, that's just the way it is. I just have to be stressed and tense around Christmas. But then I would get stressed, and I'd feel stressed and tense when I'd hear a car pull in the driveway, because that was some of my old stuff. Or I'd hear footsteps coming down the stairs. My heart would naturally jump, and I would feel controlled. Not to mention when someone would get angry, and someone would, or I might think that they might get angry, I would hide. I would say whatever they wanted me to say. I would people please, just please stop being angry, because it would control me. That's codependency. When someone else has the ability to control how we feel, and we believe we don't have the ability or the right to control how we feel. We feel helpless to it. That's the codependent belief that gets in your way. You aren't helpless to it. There's things that you can do, and you don't have to let anyone else control how you feel, because there are things you can do to control it. So as I said, it wasn't always convenient being in a place of triggering or stressed or angry. And so I had to put on that face, that mask that we put on that says, oh no, everything's fine. I'm good. It's okay. You take care of yourself. No, I'd really rather not talk about it right now. No, it's fine. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. No problem. It's all right. That's that happy face, that functional, let's people please, let's keep everybody okay sort of face. Whereas inside, my gut was wrenching. My heart was beating. I was pretending with everything that I had to stay relaxed, keep your face relaxed, keep your shoulders relaxed. Don't let anybody see that you are at a high level of stress right now, that you are reliving, you don't even know what. You just know that you're ridiculously stressed. That's normal when we have levels of tension in our life. What's not normal is that we stay there. So when you want to start taking a move in the right direction, you look at the things that you already do that make you feel good. That's the key. You have to start making a list and looking at the things that authentically make your body feel good. For a long time, for me, it was water and movement. I never had enough water. I was always dehydrated. It made me feel bad. It made me feel heavy. And my stomach would get upset and I'd feel nauseous. And then I'd blame myself. Well, you're always dehydrated. It's your fault. You feel this way anyways. It felt overwhelming, all the things I was supposed to be doing. But don't do the things that everybody else tells you to do. You need to do the things that work for you. And everybody else can give you advice, like the Buddhists, like me, like people at Burning Man, like gurus, like Hay House and self-help books and shamans. They can all give good advice. But you have to discover the things that make you authentically happy, and then you have to give yourself permission to do them. That's kind of the crux, isn't it? You don't have permission to do the things that make you feel good. But when you do, you start putting in healthier habits. And then you start learning that even in the middle of a crisis, even in the middle of a narcissist screaming in your face, showing you pictures of, women they'd rather be with than you, or maybe it's your dad. Maybe it's your dad or one of your family members who are telling you that you're no good and they don't love you and there's nothing right with you and you're too stupid to figure it out. Or maybe that you're a bad daughter or a bad person. We've had people feeding us these things all along. And hopefully there was a spark in you that said, no, that's not true. And you were just sort of playing along to get along with people. Hopefully you still had that little seed. I had that seed. My mom was a closet feminist. It was awesome. In little ways, she planted the seed in me that, no, this isn't right. I need to have something better. And even though she didn't know how to calm her nervous system down, she made me believe that I shouldn't be minimized, that I shouldn't be less than, that I shouldn't be put behind everybody else, even though we had to play the game in the rest of the world. So, to feel good, that's one of the key things. Are perfect. You are perfect exactly the way that you are. And I know I've heard this before from all sorts of gurus. You're perfect. You have everything that you need. You're wonderful. And then I'd be very angry and frustrated and hurt and wounded that I couldn't do it, that it was working for everybody else, but it wasn't working for me. Here is one tool which women that I work with swear by, and it helps them stay calm in a crisis. It helps them start to respect the idea that they have feelings and respect the idea that they have a voice and take care of it. So when you were little and someone frightened you, you were supposed to have somebody with you who calmed you down, who brought you back to center, who helped you process through what your thoughts and feelings were. But there aren't that many people like that anymore. They aren't going to be there with you at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. when you wake up. They aren't going to be there sitting next to you. You're an adult. So now it's your responsibility to value yourself as yourself. One of the tools is havening. And so let's do this together. Let's just have a quick healing this morning, one that makes you feel better and feel comforted and feel loved. And we're going to do it together. Havening is really self-soothing, soothing your body, telling your body that it's okay, reminding you that you're all right. And you're not even talking directly to your conscious mind. You're talking directly to your body. So let's have a healing this morning. You ready? Okay. We're going to stroke our arms, and we're going to stroke them 20 times. That's all you got to do. Ready? Together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You physically notice that your stress has come down a little bit, because when you recognize you are dysregulated, or you feel out of sorts or triggered or hijacked or angry by someone or something, and you recognize it's happening, you can haven, you can relax yourself, you can touch yourself, you can soothe yourself. And if you can't reach your arms, let's say somebody's driving too close and you're stressed and anxious and you've got one hand on the wheel, or maybe there's a cop and it's a crazy situation, or you're on the interstate or something, you can just haven with one hand. It physically calms your nervous system, okay? And if you can't reach your arms, you can rub your hands. It does the same thing. Or you can rub your face. And you can do this for other people. When they feel dysregulated, like your child or your friend, you can hold their hand and gently rub their hand. You can gently rub their arm. You can gently rub their face. And it's a physical trigger that that encourages, that strongly encourages your body to calm down. Because at the very beginning of it all, you have to remember that you have the tools to calm down and you have the right to calm down. And so now it's time to start nourishing yourself, doing things that just make you feel good. Put yourself first. You deserve it. And if you do put yourself first, what you're going to find is that you're creating things for people that are beneficial, that you are able to be the person that you want. You're not hijacked and hiding or angry or frustrated or powering through and missing your life. You're not missing the parts of your life that you're supposed to be enjoying. How many parties did I hate? How many gatherings of friends did I hide away from? You know, how many times did I avoid any sort of conflict and not stand up for myself? I did it all the time. And the reason I did it all the time was because I didn't know I had the right to calm down. I didn't know that I could calm down very quickly. I didn't know that if I calmed myself down early on, like as soon as I noticed it, it was way easier to deal with. Instead, I'd wait until it was the middle of the night, 4 a.m., I can't sleep, I'm freaked out. I'd wait until it was high drama. But if you start cleaning it up as soon as you notice it, as soon as you feel intuitively a little bit tense or a little bit stressed out, you do something. Go for your walk, hug your tree, go outside in bare feet. You have to recognize that you're stressed and then go love yourself. Go do something that makes your body feel good and makes you feel good. And if you do that, you're going to find you're less reactionary. You're going to find that you can be the person that you wanted to be. You're going to find that you can stand up for yourself. And you can find that your stomach doesn't knot up anymore. Your digestion starts to work. Everything starts to work together. That's what you find out. It's very, very cool stuff. It's a different pathway than you were taught. You were taught a good woman sacrifices and suffers, and you have all those emotions around that. A good woman does not sacrifice and suffer. A good woman nourishes herself so that she can be a leader to the world. She makes sure she gets her needs met so that she can step into that role and not allow bullies to go around bullying everyone anymore. You get to start respecting yourself and helping the people that you love respect themselves too. So if you're feeling trapped, you don't have to be. Go to inspiremassage.com, check me out. If you're feeling helpless, you don't have to be, even though it feels like it, even though it feels like you're out of control. You deserve to put yourself first. And if you put yourself first, you're going to find your life starts to change pretty quickly. And if you want some help with that, reach out. I do 2 free strategy calls. I'd love to talk with you. And we can look at what you can do, get you on a good game plan, and look at what resources we have that can get you out of the hole. Okay? So I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm doing a healing on Sunday. Together we'll do healing Sunday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Give yourself 90 minutes. I call it a 90-minute virtual vacation. Reach out if you want the link, or just keep your eyes open for the event. All you have to do is just join the Zoom call or watch the restream and follow along. We're going to do my healing practice that I do for myself. We're going to do it with everybody so that you can start healing too. You don't have to do this alone. There's no charge. There's no anything. Just show up, be a part of the call, and we're going to get you moving in the right direction, and we're going to get your body to start to heal itself. I know what I'm doing, and we can absolutely help you out. Absolutely, Cheryl. I'll make sure you get the link. No problem. So have a great rest of your day. Hopefully I'll see you Sunday. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.